Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So today we are going to have the live session on question bank series. Chapter 6 we are going to start cover today, that is related to similar triangles. Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So if you're coming new to this video, I have already covered previous 5 chapters, which are real numbers, quadratic polynomials, pair of linear equations, two variables, quadratic equations, and arithmetic progression. So in each video I have covered around 12 to 15 questions, because I think only for one chapter there are only 2 case studies. So in that video I have covered 10, whereas for others I have covered 15 questions, because for each case study I have 5 questions. Okay, and these case study questions I have taken directly from our board main website. So in the main website you can see there is a question bank series, so where they have provided questions, and these type of questions, if they are provided in main website, there is at least 80 to 90% similar questions will be coming in your main exam. But these are case study questions which are related to the last section. Okay, so not related to 1 mark, 2 marks or 3 marks or even 5 marks. So this is related to the last section, where each question can carry 1 to 2 marks. Okay, so now we are going to practice those case study questions, because this can be the question can be little tricky, but the solution will be very easy for these questions. Okay, so as mentioned, for this chapter similar triangles we have total 3 case studies. So this is one, we have 5 questions, and then we have case study 2, which they mentioned regarding some lake kind of question, and the last case study related to scale factor. So scale factor, if you know or doesn't know, doesn't matter, because they will clearly mention in the case study what is that scale factor and what are the questions respectively. Okay, so now we are going to cover all these 15 questions, and I will try to cover within 30 minutes so that it will be easy for a quick revision. So while I am explaining the questions, if you have any doubts with respect to these questions or your previous videos also, you can kindly mention in the comment section. I will definitely check and respond to you. Okay, so let's start. If anyone feels that I'm going slow or fast, you can kindly mention, so that I will try to adjust my pace accordingly. Okay, so let's see the first case study. So in this case study, if you notice, we have three things. One is Vijay's house, second is tower. Okay, well, let me zoom this out. Okay, hope now it is better. So here, if you notice, we have total 3 diagrams. One is Vijay's house, second is tower, and third is Ajay's house. And what is the statement? Vijay is trying to find the average height of a tower near his house. So this is the tower, and he is trying to find the average height of this tower. He is using the properties of similar triangles. So if you notice the properties of similar triangles, I will just give a small recap. What is similar triangles first, and then we'll go to the question. So similar triangles, total we have 3 properties, which are AA, angle similarity, ASA, 2 angles and 1 side, and SAS, 2 sides and 1 angle, and the last is 3S, that is all 3 sides should be similar. So we are not talking about equal. Okay, so we are talking about similarity. Similarity means the ratios should be same. Ratios should be same. Ratios of sides or corresponding sides. Whereas angles should be equal. So I'm repeating again, ratios of a corresponding sides, if it is equal, then we call the triangles as similar. Same way angles are equal, then we call the triangles are similar. So when I'm talking about angle means at least 2 angles should be equal. If 2 angles of 2 triangles are equal, then we can say those 2 triangles are similar. If 2 angles are equal, then the other angle, which is the third angle, is also equal, because the sum of all 3 angles of any triangle should be equal to, can anyone say what is it? sum of angles of any triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. If two angles are equal, then simply the other angle will also be equal. Hence, AA or AAA is a similar property where two angles of triangles are similar. What is ASA? The word itself is saying that two angles should be equal and the corresponding side should be equal. Like for example, I have one triangle here and I have another triangle here. If this angle, if I say 1, 2, should be 1 should be equal to 3 and 2 should be equal to 4, and this side is proportional, then these two triangles are similar. What about SAS? SAS is two sides and the corresponding angle should be equal. I will say it here. If I have one triangle here, I have another triangle here. If this side by this side, sorry, if I say this is 1, 2, and if I say this is 3 and this is 4, if I say 1 by 2 is equal, 1 by 3 is equal to 2 by 4, and this angle, if I say this is x and this is y, and x is equal to y, angle x is equal to angle y, then the triangles are similar based on SAS property. Okay, and the last one, SSS, means all three sides ratios should be equal. Like if I write sides as, okay, for this I'll write it here. If I say this is 1, 2, 3 as the sides here, okay, and this is 4, 5, 6, then 1 by 4 length should be equal to 2 by 5 length should be equal to 3 by 6. If this is satisfying, then using SSS property, I can say those two triangles are also similar. Okay, so this is a quick recap, because for case study you will not be getting this type of questions, but for 4 marks or 3 marks this type of questions will be coming. They will simply give you two triangles and they'll say that prove those two are similar, or they can give you two triangles are already similar, then they can ask you the other side or angle respect to it. So just always remember, for similar triangles the ratios of corresponding sides should be equal. Ratios should be equal. At the same time, angles should be equal. If either of AA, ASA or SAS or SSS property satisfies, then we say that both the triangles are similar. If both are similar, I told you the ratio should be same and the angle should be equal. Okay, now let's move to the question now. So here if you notice, we have three figures. One is Vijay's house, second is tower, third is Ajay's house. So if you notice, all three are right angle triangles. Why? Because you can see here, this is Vijay's house, it is represented in this way. We have tower, it is represented in this way, and we have Ajay's house, it is also represented in this way. So one of the angle which is common for all three is right angle triangle. What is the other angle should also be equal. As I told you, minimum two angles should be equal, then the triangles are similar. If you notice here, this angle is similar. Why? Because they are talking about shadow here. So the sunlight appearing on all three should be same with respect to any particular time. Okay, now let's go to the question. Vijay is trying to find the average height of a tower near his house. He is using the properties of similar triangles. The height of Vijay's house is 20. So, okay, let me draw one diagram. Just saying that we have, I'll draw all three diagrams. So this is Vijay's house, this is tower, and this is Ajay's house. Now let's see what are the numbers. Height of Vijay's house is 20. So he knows his height of, his house height, which is 20. When Vijay's house casts a shadow of 10 meters long on the ground, so Vijay's house is casting a shadow of 10 meters. At this same time, because as I told, the shadow always changes because the sun's position always changes with respect to earth. So at the particular time, what is happening, if the height of Vijay's height will not change, but the shadow will change. So 10 meters long at the same time. So at this particular time, the tower casts a shadow of 50. So now the tower shadow is 50. At the same time, Ajay is cast is 20. So this is, I will write it as S1, that is scenario 1. When scenario 1 here we have shadow of Vijay's house is 10, tower size shadow is 50, and Ajay's shadow is 20. Now let's see what they are asking. What is the height of tower? So simply we have to use this triangle one, that is triangle Vijay's and triangle of tower, then simply write the corresponding sides ratios are equal. So simply 20 by, I will write this as TH. And I'm talking about scenario 1. Don't mix with other questions, okay? Because in scenario 1 only we know the shadows are 10, 50 and 20. So now 20 by TH is equal to 10 by 50. So this just gets cancelled out. So I will get tower height as 5 into 20, which is 100 meters. So now I got the height of the tower as 100, and this will change with respect to time? No. Height will always be constant irrespective of the sun's position or shadow. So we know two heights. One is Vijay's house height is 20 and the tower's height is 100. Okay. What is the next question? What will be the length of the shadow of the tower when Vijay's house casts a shadow of 12 meters? Now you can understand that the shadow got changed. Now I'll write S2. Scenario 2, where we are talking about only two. So I will draw only two triangles. One is Vijay and other is tower's triangle. So Vijay's height you already know, it is 20, it will not change. Shadow, now it changed to 12. What about the tower height? We got 100. Height will not change, okay? Only the shadow will change. Now here we need to find the shadow of tower. Okay, so now again similar triangles. So this side by this side, which is 20 by 100, should be equal to 12 by x. Always remember the ratio should be for corresponding sides, not other sides. I cannot write 20 by 12 or 20 by x. It should be exactly height. We are talking about height of the triangle, so it is 20 by 100, base is 12 by x. Okay, 21 is 25, so x is equal to 12 into 5, 12 5 is 60. So the shadow of the tower in scenario 2 is 60. Okay, let's move to the next one. What is the height of Ajay's house? So we need to find the height, not the shadow. Okay, so I will take the first scenario itself, this condition. So and I will draw Vijay's house. Okay, here in this question we can use either Vijay's triangle or tower's triangle, and I will take you both the sides and I will prove that both the answers are same. Okay, so let me take, as I told you, I will take both the examples, Vijay's house and Ajay's house. The second scenario also I will tell you, which is tower's triangle and Ajay's triangle. In exam, no need to do for both the methods. You can try either. Anyway, I will show you both will get the same answer, and I am using scenario 1 example here. Okay, scenario 1, what is the states? 20, 10, 150. 20, 10, tower is 100. This is 50. What about Ajay's shadow? Ajay's house shadow 20. So in this scenario, what they are asking? They are asking Ajay's house height. So let me draw it neatly. Okay, it's better. So again, same property, similar triangles. So 20 by Ajay's house height is equal to 10 by 20. Same as here, I will do 100 by Ajay tower's height is equal to 50 by 20. So 0 0 cancels. So from left side I can find the Ajay height as 20 into 2, which is 40 meters. What about here? 51s, 52s. So here also, if you notice, I got the same answer, which is 40 meters. As all three triangles are similar, we can use any two triangles to get the height of Ajay's house. Okay, we got the answer as 40 meters. Next, move to the fourth question. If the tower casts a shadow of 40. Okay, now this is scenario 3. Why? Because every time wherever you see the shadow is changing, then the position of sun is also changing. So now in this question, same time, what will the height of the length of Ajay's house? So now we have two triangles which are tower and Ajay's house. What I told you, height will not change. So first of all, that the height of tower is 100 and Ajay's height we just found, which is 40. Now the shadow of tower is 40. We need to find Ajay tower's shadow. So again, similar triangles, 100 by this 40, not this 40. Okay, heights I am writing 100 by 40 is equal to now basis, which is 40 by Ajay's shadow. So this cancels. This also gets cancelled out. So simply Ajay's shadow this height shadow is equal to 4 into 4, which is 16 meters, which is option A. Okay. Next, move to the last question for today. Last question for case study 1. When tower casts a shadow of 40, at the same time, what will be the length of Vijay's house? Okay, are we doing with the same? Okay, same again, same scenario 3. We just found shadow of Ajay's house. Now in this question they are asking the shadow of Vijay's house. So same method. So this is 140. Height of Vijay's house we know, which is, how much is Vijay's house? 20. This is the shadow of Vijay's house. So again 100 by 20 is equal to 40 by Vs. So 2 ones 2 5s, 5 ones 5 8s. So Vijay's house shadow is equal to 8 meters, which is option D. So all 5 questions for case study are done. Let's move to the second case study. So second case study, let's see what is the question. Rohan wants to measure the distance of a pond during the visit to his native. He marks points A and B on the opposite sides of a pond. So this is pond A, this is pond. So one end of pond and second end of pond. Shown figure. To find the distance between the points, he makes the right angle triangle using a rope connecting B with another point C at a distance of 12 meters, connecting C to D at the 40 meters, and from D he go to a point which are at a distance of 30 meters from D, such that ADC angle is 90 degrees. Okay, so here we have a pond. So what Rohan did, he marked 2 ends of the pond, one is A, other is B, and he used a rope such that to create a right angle triangle. From here he went 12 meters, and from this point he went to 40, and from here he actually took a right angle and moved to the other end of pond. Okay, so now he found that this is 30, this is 40, this is 12. Let's see what they are asking the question. Which property of geometry will be used to find the distance of AC? So you have to use similar triangles. Wait, we need to use what? AC length. Okay, for AC you should not use similar triangles, it should be Pythagoras theorem. The answer is Pythagoras theorem, because we don't need to use we don't have 2 triangles, you have only 1 triangle, and it is clearly mentioned this is right angle triangle. We need to find length AC. So simply using Pythagoras theorem we can find the distance of AC. Are they asking the next question? Yes, they are asking the next question. So let's use it. So this is hypotenuse. This we know 1 base, and this is nothing but height. So this is how much? 30, and this is 40. 30, 40. This we know it is B, some point is there, and this is 12. That doesn't matter, because we need to think about A, C, and this is marked as D. Yes. So we need to find AC. So simply use Pythagoras theorem, which is hypotenuse square is equal to length of squares of other 2 sides. Base square plus, okay, here I'll write AC square, it's hypotenuse, and this is height square. So AC square is equal to AD square plus DC square. So what is AD? AD is 40 square, DC square is, DC is 40 square, AD is 30 square. 30 square plus 40 square. So AC value will become root of 900 plus 1600, which is root of 2500, which is 50 meters. So I got the AC value as 50. Which of the following does not form a Pythagoras triplet? So Pythagoras triplet, what should be the condition? Square of one side or square of largest should be equal to sum of squares of other two sides. Okay, let's check for first one. 7 square is 49 and 24 square is 576. So this add 5 plus 5 1, 5 plus 7 12, 625. Root of 625 is nothing but 25. So this is a valid Pythagoras theorem. So this is not correct because they are asking not does not form. 5 8s and 17. 15 square is 25. 8 square is 64. So this 2 I will add, I will get 299, which is nothing but 17 square. So this is also not correct. What about C? 5 square is 25, 12 square is 144. If you add these two, I will get 169, which is exactly correct, which is because it is equal to 13 square. So this is also wrong. So which is only option is D. But still we will cross verify. 21 square is 441. 20 square is 400. So this value is 841, which is not equal to the square of 28. Why? Because 28 square, let's find it out and verify. 28 into 28, it is 64. It was at 16 plus 2 22, 2 is 16 1, 2 is 4 5. So I got the value as 4 6 plus 2 is 8. I got the value as 884. Wait, I think somewhere I'm doing some mistake. 20 square is 400. Yeah, correct. 21 square is 441. So if I add these two, I'm getting 841. But the 28 square is 884. So which is not equal. Hence, the only not triplet forming is option D. So to the fourth question. Find the length of AB. I will just little zoom out. Hope now it's better. Okay, so find the length AB. So if you notice this triangle, so this they are asking AB value. We know the AC value is how much? AC value is 50. So AB is nothing but 50 minus 12 is equal to 50 minus 12, which is equal to 38 meters, which is B. Okay, let's move to the last question for case study 2. Find the length of rope used. So simply for this question, no need to think anything, just see this diagram and find the total length. So from here you started the length, which is 12 plus 40 plus 38 is the total rope used. 12, 40 and 38. So 12 plus 40 plus 38, so which is equal to 12 plus 38 is 50, 50 plus 40 is 12 plus, okay, let me check again. 12, 40, 30, not 38. Seventy plus 12 is 82, which is option C. Okay, let's move to the last case study. Case study 3. A scale drawing of an object is the same shape of at the object, but a different size. The scale of drawing is comparison of the length used on a drawing to the length it represents. The scale is written as the ratio. The ratio of two corresponding sides in the same figure is called the scale factor. Scale factor is called length of image by corresponding length in object. If one shape can become another using revising, then the shapes are similar. Hence two shapes are similar when one can become the other after a resize, flip, side or turn. The photograph below showing the side view of a train engine. Scale is 1:200. Okay, the train engine I have missed. This means the length of 1 centimeter photograph observes above corresponds to a length of 200 centimeters or 2 meters. So simply this is important. 1 centimeter is exactly equal to 2 meters as per the convention or scale factor. So let's see the question. If the length of the model is 11 centimeters, the overall length of the engines in the photograph above, including the couples mechanism to connect it. So simply 1 centimeter is how much? What is the scale factor they're using? 2 meters. So for 11 centimeters, it is just into 2, which is 2 polygons. They flip horizontally, they are dilated by scale factor, they are translated down, they are not the mirror image of one another. So this is correct. They are not the mirror images of one another. They can, like if you flip horizontally, there can be seen as similar but not exactly similar. Why? Because they will not be the exact, they can be increased or decreased, they can be flipped or they can translate on. What will the effect of similarity of any two polygons? They are not the mirror image, yes, but still these three are also correct. They are not, maybe the question, I think this is some mistake here. Why? Because in the question itself here they clearly mentioned if one shape can become the another using revising, the shapes are similar. Hence two shapes are similar, one can become the other after a resize, flip or slide or turn. If you notice here, the clearly mentioned resized, or this is resized, flipped, translated down. So all three are correct. This should be the wrong answer. So this should be, the question should be in the opposite way. Okay, let's move to the next one. What is actual width of the door? If the width of door in photograph is mentioned, so again the same type of question, we have to simply multiply into 2. So multiply into 2 means it becomes 0.35 into 2, you will get 0.7 meters, which is B. Let's move to the next one. If two similar triangles have a scale of factor of 5:3. Okay, fine. The rest of the perimeters, no, because we have only with respect to sides, not perimeters. So if you want to with respect to perimeters, then again change. Okay, so let's understand. If it is respect to perimeters, then it should become 5 plus 5 plus 5 by 3 plus 3 plus 3, and it should again be 5 by 3. But here it is 15:11, so this is wrong. Their altitudes 25:15 is nothing but 5 5s, 5 3s. Yes, this is correct. Medians, this is wrong. Angular bisectors, this is wrong. Only option is 25:15. Why? Because if the scale factor is 5:3, then the ratio of any particular sides to the corresponding sides is again 5:3. Okay, let's move to the last question for today. Just a minute. Okay, so this is related to similarities of triangles. We have find the length of AB in the given figure. So let me just zoom this. Hope it's better. So we have one big triangle ADE and we have one small triangle ABC, and what they're asking length of AB. This x value they're asking. So I'll use the similar properties, which is angle triangle ABC is similar to direct equal. This is congruence symbol. Okay, for similar to means just tilde is equal similar to angle ADE. So I'll write x by the whole AD, which is x plus 4 is equal to small triangle base, which is 3 by the other side is 6. Okay, so this will be simply equal to x by x plus 4, which is equal to 1 by 2, and which is equal to 2x is equal to x plus 4, and from here I can say the value of x is 4 meters. So the same question can also be asked tricky. They can also use BPT theorem, which is basic proportionality theorem, and basic proportionality theorem is very important and it will come for every board exam, and this will be coming for 5 marks questions. So I recommend everyone to check basic proportionality theorem and prepare yourself, because that question will come for sure, at least as a question or as this type of question where you have to use that property and get it. Okay, so what is basic proportionality theorem? If in a triangle a line is drawn parallel to the third side, then it divides the other two sides in the equal ratio, means this ratio by this ratio should be equal to this ratio by this ratio. That is known by BPT theorem. And proof I already explained. If you want, you can also check my solutions of previous year paper, that is 2025 board exam question papers. So there I have explained clearly what is BPT theorem and how to solve it. And you can also check that I think two sets I have solved, complete all the questions including the options. So you can check those two videos, and those I think are the most viewed in my channel. So you can directly check with popularity by sorting by views, and you will find those videos where I have the complete solution of maths 30/1, two sets I have there. You can check it, complete solutions of previous year board exam, which is 2025. So thanks for watching. So as mentioned, if you have any doubts, kindly mention in the comment section. You can also check my post section of the channel where I am keeping MCQ questions for practice. So daily 2 MCQs I am keeping. One is for maths, one is for science. If you're interested, you can go and check and practice or give an attempt to those MCQs so that it will be easy for your board exam revision. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to keep the question bank series continued, and the next chapter is coordinate geometry, and this also mostly tomorrow at 1 p.m. we'll have this video. Okay, so who are watching this video later, so I'm letting you know that tomorrow also again at 1 p.m. we'll have a live session, and that live session will going to cover the question bank series questions of chapter 7, which is coordinate geometry. So in this way, by this week I will try to complete all the chapters question bank series, and I will try to have at least a revision or few questions from science as well. Okay, after completing for all maths. So all the best for your exams, and be prepared well and be healthy, and don't feel stressed. Your exams are coming by Feb, so just feel active and be relaxed. At the same time, be healthy and sleep properly at least for 6 to 7 hours. Don't feel stressed about the exams. Okay, be happy, just keep on practicing. You'll definitely rock in the main exam. So thanks for watching. Let's meet again tomorrow.